Hello, this is Sarah V, and today I'm thinking I would like to make a couple skirts. I don't have that many summer skirts. The summer skirts that I do have, I've also been wearing for the past couple months, and I have like maybe 5 of them. So I was thinking I would like a couple more skirts to add into the rotation, freshen things up. And the pattern I'm going to be using is McCall's 7960. It says it's level 1, learn to sew. So that gives me a clue that it should be nice and fast, especially for someone like me that's been sewing for many years. But I thought the pattern was cute, and I figured this would also be a nice way to help with my challenge goal of 150 yards because I did not sew anything in April, which is really bad because now I'm like a whole month behind. But anyway, I have 3 different fabrics. The first one is just this blue. I think at Joann it was considered sportswear fabric. It's probably a cotton with some lycra in it, and it's a twill. And I was thinking I would like to make version D with it, with the little focus, with the little pockets on it that are just sewn on top. I thought that would be cute. I don't think I actually have a navy skirt, so that will be good. The problem with me is that I always tend to want to make green skirts or brown skirts. The next one I want to make, I have this floral fabric that I got at Fabricmart. I looked in my notes and apparently I had 11 yards of it. I bought it like 2 years ago, and I used some of it to make a dress for my honeymoon. And now I'm going to use a couple more yards to make a skirt. And for this one, I want to make that kind of flowy one with the little tie, but I want to make it in the longer length. The last one, I have this linen blend that has like a gold thread running through it. And I bought this fabric a couple years ago, and I made a top out of this for a dirndl. So it was a very short top. It went to like there. But I still have enough of it left. I don't know why I bought so much because I bought it for the dirndl. And I didn't need that much of it, but I bought that much of it. And I was thinking I wanted to make that view, but also put a tie on that one because I like the tie. So there's that. And yeah, I guess I should cut stuff out. I cut the pattern out this morning with Scooter. I have Scooter right here. He's sitting on the machine. He's a very sweet baby, but he's a little cranky. He doesn't like being picked up. So the first one I decided to cut out was the one out of the linen blend. And this one, there was almost not enough fabric for that. So I'm cutting the left front piece in the opposite direction that I cut the other pieces. And it's mostly covered by the right front piece, which overlaps it. So it's just like a little detail. It looks fine in the end. But I thought that was the best way to make the design work with what I had. Lately, I've been doing pretty good with getting my videos out a week in advance. Like, I've been 1 week ahead with my videos, but not so much this week. It's been pretty busy. Well, at least I've been, with summer coming up and all that. And I also have like half a project completed that I started a video on and haven't finished because the embroidery is taking so long. This skirt I didn't end up liking as much. I think it's just the pattern. I don't know. It was just okay. I feel like a smaller floral I would have liked better, but I think the gathered one I like the best. Overall, I think it just hangs the nicest. I'm hoping to put out a video next week, but I might not have time to do that, so I might just put out a short or two, maybe an extra short, more than I usually do after a video. We'll see how that goes. And now I'm working on the last one, which was the nicest to cut out because I didn't have to cut out everything single layer for the most part. So that was really convenient. And that was much more enjoyable than trying to puzzle out how I'm going to get everything on there. Scooter's helping me put a new bobbin in the machine and wind it up. That's always very good. And I am starting with the linen blend skirt. I am starting with the ties for it. Just running that through the machine. Scooter's like, that's too much pokey on me. I'm going to Scooty. But anyway, just some ties. Right now I also have Scooter sitting on my lap and he's purring and he's also cleaning himself. So I don't know if any of that's going to pick up, but if it does, that's what it is. So now I'm just sewing the pocket on at 3/8 of an inch, and then whenever it gets sewn to the other side, it's sewn at 5/8 of an inch. So then you don't really have to worry about the pocket peeking out. And the first time I did this was a couple days ago when I made a pair of culotte shorts. And they had this technique, which I thought was very cool. And this one also had it in the pattern instructions. And I don't know, I might start making my pockets like that because it's kind of nifty. And it's not that much more work than I'm already putting in. Now I'm just sewing the pockets up at 5/8 of an inch, like I said earlier. And I think if I do have another video coming out next week, I might make a pair of shorts because I need more shorts for the summer, of course. Now I'm just doing the gathers along the waistline. Now I'm sewing those gathers into the waistband, and I was a little skeptical about how I was going to like this because it didn't seem very gathered. So I was a little worried, but it turned out fine. If you're a beginner sewer, you might like this pattern. It's pretty good. It's easy. It's not vintage, but it's a nice little skirt. So I know I've talked about that cross stitch a lot, but I finally finished it. The next problem seems if I'm going to frame it. Do I make a frame? Do I buy some custom frame online? I don't know, but I would like to frame it. Been working on it for a year and a half maybe. So there's that. other things I have going on. This skirt needs a waistband. This one needs a waistband and a hem. And the other one needs the hook and bars, like both skirt hooks. Yeah. Also, I went to a yard sale the other day and I found some sewing patterns I thought I should share because they're cute. Looks like perhaps I'll be making some aprons because a lot of them are apron patterns, but they're very cute. Let's see if I can get a better view for this. That's good. Sure it is. Okay. And so we have that one. Then we have this one, a mommy and me one. Very cute. This one is very cute too with the flowers. So I got this one. I think that's all the apron ones. And then this is the only other adult pattern. So there's that. And then we have a Holly Hobby pattern. We also have another little prairie style thing. This one's newer. I don't know. I got them all for $1 for the whole set of them. And this one, it's like the little boy in A Christmas Story with the little boy and the bunny pajamas at Christmas. So there's that. I was really excited about that. And it was also in this funny little bin. So. Now I am clipping those edges on the ties. I'm not being real fussy about this. I'm just using a chopstick to stab the top to the other side before pressing it, of course. Now I'm sewing the other waistband on. And I only interfaced the one side because I was worried it'd be kind of thick and stiff and not be very malleable around the waist. But just stiff enough so it doesn't just like scrunch over and look sad. Now I'm sewing the right end up with the tie in it and then the left end up without the tie in it. And now I'm just sewing the waistband closed from the outside and just stitching in the ditch. For the other one, I'm sewing it on once and then folding that edge in and sewing it down so it's encased. The instructions have you sew it down once and then trim it and then flip the tie over and then stitch on top of it so that it's encased, but it works just the same. At the very bottom of the skirt where it folds over, I'm flipping it inside out and sewing at 5/8 and then flipping it out again so that that part's nice and encased before I go on to do the hem. And that basically just helps reduce the bulk instead of turning that up like the rest of it. I'm not sure what the instruction says to do there. Sometimes I don't really pay attention to them. Overall, I'm very happy with how these turned out. I did take a little longer making them than I probably should have because I just kept setting them aside. But I think this one is my favorite, followed by the blue one and the floral one third. I think part of my problem with the floral one is that because it has no gathers, the back is bigger than it needs to be. So in the front, when I moved it over to fit better, it made the pockets sit kind of weird. With the blue one, I ended up taking it in the back because I couldn't overlap over the pockets. And this one, it was fine because of the gathers. So it's not like just straight flare, like a straight flared skirt where there's nothing going on up here. So yeah. For the floral one and the blue one, I did end up having to take the front underlayer up a little bit because it was peeking out from the bottom where it crosses over. But that was really minor. And the blue one, I took it in 2 darts in the back instead of just the center back because it looked weird. But other than that, I didn't make any changes. So there's that. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you'd like to see more sewing content, please subscribe. If you'd like to see what I'm up to day to day, feel free to follow me on Instagram at Sarah V Sews Vintage. Thank you again for watching, and see you next time.